We'll kick off this year with pencil shading techniques. You're going to use a number 2 pencil, a 6B pencil, and a charcoal pencil today. The objectives are to demonstrate a value scale with at least 6 different values. You'll distinguish the differences between and the practical application for a number 2 pencil, a 6B pencil, and a charcoal pencil. Basically, when to use what. You'll demonstrate shading using a hatching technique. You'll demonstrate shading using a cross-hatching technique. You'll demonstrate shading using a stippling technique, and you'll demonstrate shading using a scumbling technique. And then you'll reflect on the successes and challenges of your shading experience. Why are we doing this? When you practice shading, you learn to differentiate between subtle changes in value. This helps you draw with a more varied value and contrast, which makes your drawing look more professional. Value is an element of design that we will talk about again and again this trimester. Also, practicing shading techniques helps you develop a personal style beyond plain shading that will set your work apart from others. The materials to gather are a number 2 pencil, 6B pencil, charcoal pencil, your pencil sharpener, a ruler, and paper for drawing on, which we will use our sketchbook. We are going to make value scales using regular number 2 pencil and try a 6B pencil, a charcoal pencil, and a couple of different techniques. And we are going to start with our sketchbook, and I'm just going to open to the first page in it, and we'll just do a normal value scale for our first one. And the easiest way, I think, to making a value scale is just to trace your ruler. So I did mention that each value scale needed to have at least 6 values in the objectives. And so I'm just going to kind of trace this value scale like this. Just trace my ruler to 6 inches so I know that I have exactly the right amount. So that's going to function as our first value scale. And we're going to fit 3 on this paper. Okay, so with the value scale, it's basically something that shows gradation from light to dark. So this is going to be the light side, and then I'm gradually going to go darker, 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 all the way till as dark as I can press. One thing I do like to do with pencil is not have a lot of cushion behind it. So I'm going to go like that to my book so that I just have plain table underneath. We can label this one number 2 pencil. Now for the 6B pencil. Now for charcoal pencil. We're going to attempt to set up 4 different value scales this time on a new page in the sketchbook. So I'm going to start way up near the top, and I'm just doing the same thing from last time, but I'm going to try to fit 4 on the page. And they can just be 6-inch value scales again. The first technique is called hatching, and all it means is making lines, just parallel lines, as your value. So in the first box, my lines are kind of far apart, so it's a light value, and then you just can create
darker values by putting the lines closer together. And I'm not using a ruler for my lines. You can if you want to, but I kind of like the effect of a little wiggliness. Cross-hatching, very similar, but you're going to be going 2 ways. Same principles, I'm just going to make lines closer together for darker value. Stippling is dots. So the more dots and the more close together your dots as you go will give you more value. Lastly, scumbling is like scribbles that kind of go every which way. It's kind of a nice change after all of that stippling. So this is just kind of trying to do some random lines that don't make any sense. It's harder than you think to just be totally random. But just fill in with literally scumbling, just must be a fancy word for scribbling, but I like it.